to the Do It All Dad Year podcast, dad friendly entertainment for you and me. Controlling our kids through comedy can make our kids great again. And this is episode 81. Children are family upgrades. Children are for family upgrades, especially for unusual artist families like the Arquette family, for instance. My family hasn't achieved this level of fame just yet. Children are for social variety from mama. Children are for infinite joy because God hooked you up for refusing to give up on doing you. Children are for your snuggling 40s as a pleasant respite from your out of control, lucky to get out of LA alive swinging 20s. Can I get a holla for some holla? Children are for family upgrades because all three kids of mine are automatic fans of me. And it's my job to keep it this way forevermore. Children are for family upgrades because each birthday celebrates you being born again as a more loving, God praising humanist. Can I get an amen? I said amen. Children are for family upgrades because they illuminate what empty filler your cherished IPAs were after all. Children are for family upgrades. When your mother sides with your dad after making your first of three children smell like Don Draper's corpse after dropping dead of a heart attack from huffing 2 cartons of Marlboro Reds on the red eye to Australia in 1966. Can I get a holla for some holla? Because that joke is money and eventually it will make me some bread to feed my family. Ha! Children are for hugs from behind because your dad sunk into your couch at your house as you read him a direct message from Richard Lewis, tempting you to say, "What's wrong, Dad?" My dad replies, "I'm tired." And I'm thinking, of what? Being an asshole? Children are for family upgrades because they get you more than your wife, who stopped believing in your dreams before you became a feature writer on the Good Men Project, getting published 16 times in a month. Children are firstborn sons intent on raising their sons into anti-mama's boys, so they avoid ending up like his victim signaling younger brother, who milks his alleged demon druggy past for one life preserver after another. Children are for unwavering confidence in your firmly rooted reason for offended enragement. Children are for tears of an ex-recruiter clown who, as an IT headhunter his first year in LA, burned more bridges than Godzilla. Children are for infinite joy because God hooked you up for refusing to give up on doing you. I know it's a repeat. Children are for family upgrades for dads whose mom has professed on record in the form of a letter to show zero interest, 0.0 interest in your writing career because she was a boring banker and her drunk dad never asked for JP Morgan stock tips. Can I get a holla for some holla? Children are for giving your brain an overdue break from the weed because it took you forever to answer your daughter's questions on it. Dada, if God created the universe, who created God? Uh, God went back in time in a time machine made by Elon Musk. Real convincing, Dad. Thanks for making me an atheist at 4. Children are for graduating from Hendrix to Mahler and the chance to re-raise yourself as a classically trained baby like Eddie Van Halen and Randy Rhoads. Children are for family upgrades because your boys, otherwise known as stud alerts on the loose in public, are far easier on the eyes than your younger brother's blob-brained boys. Children are for family upgrades because when your younger brother refuses to read your latest blog, I'm a better dad than Hal Ramis, after you announce having skin cancer, it's hard to settle for a shit show of a relationship. Can I get a holla for some holla? Children are for family upgrades to make sure you end the tradition of playing favorites. I'll start over again. Children are for family upgrades to make sure you end the tradition of playing favorites and enabling degenerate behavior like the UN does for terrorist rule of Palestine. Can I get a holla for some definitely deserved holla? Children are for family upgrades because they illuminate what empty filler your cherished IPAs were after all. And I drink so many IPAs that line was worth repeating. Children are for family upgrades because breastfeeding your kids produces superior complexions, increased self-esteem, and stronger immunity to nut allergies and from being gun shy boys to men in general. Children are for family upgrades. They inspired you to create yummier, healthier meals so your offspring don't become fat sloths reared on P&J sandwiches alone without any taste of the good life to shoot for at all. Children are for family upgrades because I'll make sure my son, both sons, understand the concept of commission before they accept their first sales job in LA for beggars pay, knowing when he's getting played for a clueless chump or not. Children are for family upgrades because I know for a fact I'll never allow my shoulders to collapse as any of my children go in for a hug, regardless of my opinions on how they should be living their only one trip to live lives. Children are for family upgrades because I'll never not call my son on his 40th birthday because he's a she-male stay-at-home dad comedian who's been fired more than a Palestinian slingshot. Children are for family upgrades, which explains why I'm not determined to abort my be fruitful and multiply mission just yet. Children are for family upgrades because your dad says with flippant, defeated disgust, we're not the Waltons. So let's not pretend we're capable of improving our know-it-all behavior on your behalf. Children are for family upgrades because family trips to Maine in October during their Maine dam season loses its allure after your second lobster roll among a sea of Patagonia green. Can I get a holla for some holla? Children are for family upgrades because parents who aren't completely self-obsessed coach their children into being more successful, new, and improved versions of them, minus the jaded, bitter, and shrouded baggage. Children are for family upgrades because you need to pump more Jew into your in-laws' bloodline because your deadweight conversationalist father-in-law hates how you charm his dinner guests and score more laughs than he ever did. Can I get a holla for some holla? Children are for family upgrades, knowing baby boomer arrogance never dies, despite Trump winning again easily in 2020. USA, USA. Children are for family upgrades because your father-in-law dedicated 90% of his wedding speech to his daughter's heralded sense of direction, with no mentions of the groom, is a lost cause already. Children are for only the lonely. I don't see Leo going out of his way to sell his latest and greatest Victoria's Secret angel to settle down in his Tribeca pad to become a stroller mom instead. Children are for fake news friend reveals. Children are family upgrades, knowing grandma resorted to throwing cutlery at grandpa because she couldn't deal with being a stay-at-home mom in Australia fondling elephant ball size avocados. Can I get a holla for some holla? Children are for the veneer of securing your good guy, non-divisive stature on LinkedIn in the hopes of scoring future employment to prevent your children from starving to death. Children are for creating richer, fuller dreams to impregnate with greater doer possibility. Children are for uncles to be non-involved with. Children are for dream catching without having to schlep to Sedona in February for 60-degree weather and what's supposed to be the fourth hottest place on Earth. This is the Do It All Dad Year podcast, dad-friendly entertainment for you and me. My son Samuel, aka Big Draw, is turning 2 tomorrow, and I can't wait to celebrate his actual birthday on his birthday because these 2 years have been as magical as can be. And Samuel wins from this Do It All Dad doing everything in his power to do the best version of me, and I love you for it. I'll talk to you guys soon.